In this lecture, we'll move on to the external editing panel. You'll notice in the background I have some images in the preview area. Don't worry if you don't have those. I've temporarily opened a new catalog so I can explain some of the settings we're about to work with. In the External Editing tab, Lightroom gives us the ability to edit images using external applications. By default, Lightroom configures certain settings if we were to export our photo for editing in Adobe Photoshop, CC being the latest version. Before we go into details, I'll give you a quick demonstration of how this works. I've opened this demonstration catalog that contains a few photos. If I were to right-click on one of the photos, a menu appears with the option to edit in. From here, I can select Photoshop or some other application. I currently have Photoshop CC and Photoshop CS6 installed on my system. I'll go ahead and select Adobe Photoshop 6 for now. We can see that a prompt appears with three options. First, we can edit a copy of the image in Photoshop with any adjustments we've already made in Lightroom applied to the photo. Next, we can edit a copy of the original file without Lightroom applying any adjustments we've made. With the third option, we can edit the original file. In this case, any Lightroom adjustments will not be visible in Photoshop, and a copy will also not be made. I'll go ahead and select the first option, edit a copy with Lightroom adjustments. Now we haven't actually made any adjustments, but for now at least you know what each one of these does. We'll work with them in more detail later on. I'll go ahead and click the edit button. So after clicking the edit button, Photoshop launches with our image already open. Now I'll go ahead and make just a few minor adjustments to this image and then save it. I'll make them as dramatic as possible so we can see the difference between our original file and the copy that Lightroom is going to generate for us automatically. So I'll click OK. Now I'll go to File, Save As. And it's already put me back into the My Lightroom Photos folder, and that's where I want to be. You'll also notice that the file name, Photoshop has added edit to the end of our original file name, which is great because it allows us to distinguish between the original and the edited version when we're back in Lightroom. The file format Photoshop has selected for us is TIFF, which is fine. We'll work a lot more with image formats and you'll understand the differences between each one later on. Right now, that's not important. So I'll go ahead and press Save. I already had an edited version in this folder from a previous tutorial. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to replace the one I have. And click OK. Now I'm back in Lightroom, and we can see the edited version here. So if I hover my mouse over this image, you can see Fall 004-edit, and this is the original here, Fall 004.jpg.